With Virtuoso Education Consulting, you get solutions and see results. We are dedicated to providing educators with professional development trainings and workshops. We specialize in delivering on-site and web-based trainings in the areas of response to intervention and its essential components of research-based instruction and intervention, database decision-making, and assessment. We also provide workshops on positive behavior support and culturally responsive practices. Our team has worked with hundreds of districts and schools across the country, and our clients report receiving practical strategies and workable solutions needed to implement best practices to meet their unique needs. With Virtuoso Education Consulting, you finally have a solution to providing your staff with the complete training services they need.
Target their needs. And the best way to target needs for students at risk is to provide that small group instruction. Exactly right. Now at the top of the tier, we call that tier 3, and we're talking about the students in our schools with the most intense needs. So they're not in the green. We know from data that they're at risk. We try some small group interventions. Student does not respond to those interventions. What do? Is this Who makes up this? I said intense needs, but is that special ed? You should grin.
The middle group?
No, the top group.
Oh, the top group?
Yep.
They could be, but maybe not.
That could be, but maybe not. That's the right answer. High five on that one. Absolutely.
That's a safe answer, too.
Is that what that was? I think they always get it right, but now I'm going to start second-guessing that. Actually, as I said, exactly right. They could be special ed students, but not necessarily. When I recall working, as I said, as a school psych and getting a student who, let's say, was identified. Let's say I was working with a student with autism. Well, I can recall this one student who's a 4th grade student who can read fluently. And I mean, when I say fluently, faster than I can read, right? Just could read any book. Right? Did he need support with reading fluency? No. He was in the green. Now he could read fluently, but not always comprehend everything he read, and some of that was because he was a fast reader and was missing some context clues. The other part was that he didn't have knowledge of certain content or context because of his disability. So we provided small group support for comprehension. Right? So in related to reading comprehension, the student could fall in the yellow. But social skills, very intense needs. He was a tier 3 student with that. Right? So that's an example of how a special ed student could fall across all the tiers. Let me give you an example of the
Thank you for joining me to learn more about culturally responsive instruction. My name is Renee Aziz, and I'm an independent educational consultant and owner of Virtuoso Education Consulting. I work with schools across the nation by providing professional development trainings in the areas of response to intervention and all of its essential components, positive behavior support, and culturally responsive instruction. Today, our focus is on acquiring knowledge of culturally responsive instruction, or CRI. In this module, I will provide you with a definition of CRI, communicate why, as an educator, it's critical that you have an understanding of specific cultural backgrounds, and share with you some research on how culture impacts learning. This information will be valuable to parents. Everyone has it, not just ethnically and linguistically diverse students. Additionally, we can have multiple cultures. So with that said, let's take an opportunity to define what culture means. Culture refers to the language. I found this information helpful though. Your job, remember, is to now reflect on the ways in which this information is meaningful to you as an educator. and implement these components. Try out these different strategies and see if they make a difference in the learning of your students. So until next time, thank you for listening.